Welcome to another episode of Throne Mastermind Sessions. The session is beginning. All members are now expected to assume position on their throne.
Welcome to another episode of Throne Mastermind Sessions. This is Eli Marcus. I am actually doing this session straight off the dome. I did not prepare. I don't have notes as per usual. I just woke up probably about 4 hours ago. And this message was on my mind, the intersection of our God zones, where we cross paths and co-create reality. I'm going to repeat that. The intersection of our God zones, where we cross paths and co-create reality. So first, I'm going to start with a piece of writing that I wrote a while ago, defining what God zone means to me. God zone means personalized alignment. It's that place and position in life where you feel like the throne of your existence is in perfect alignment to receive the best that life has to offer. It's that place of pure, raw, and real authenticity. It's that sovereign place with your scent all over it. It's that place of boundless abundance and no lack for anything. It's your home in which you govern your way. The best connections, opportunities, relationships, knowledge, and life experiences specifically for you orbits around and integrates with the center of your God zone to serve and quite naturally receive service by you just being you. When you forget who you are, you abandon your authentic post and become a wanderer of foreign galaxies searching for validation and trying to master rigid school of thoughts that don't truly resonate with you because it wasn't made for you. When you forget who you are, you become a bastardized wanderer in spaces and around entities that can't comprehend or appreciate your value in the highest form. God zone means personalized divine alignment directly with the creator. For those of you who's been following my work for years, there's something I always say. There's this quote that I'm always repeating, and it goes like this. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can only meet you in the upper room. And when I speak this way, what I'm saying is I am only available for the best of you, for the best version of you. I can only co-create with you at your most empowered state because I require that reflection of you when we cross paths. Sometimes as people, we have a habit of putting people in permanent categories of positive or negative, evil or good, comfortable or uncomfortable, cool or not cool. But the reality is people have many different versions of themselves, and they share certain versions of themselves with certain people, places, and things. Everyone does not show you the best version of themselves unconsciously. Everyone does not come to your space to present the best version of themselves. You might be getting the mid version of them. You might be getting the worst version of them. But trust and believe everyone has a different version of themselves. And they reserve that version of themselves for specific people, places, and things that match that frequency, that vibration. So when I say I can only meet you in the God zone, what I am commanding, what I am requiring, the standard that I am placing is, hey, reserve your best part, the best parts of yourself for me. I can show up for that. I can co-create with that. I can be constructive with you in your most empowered state, your most self-empowered expression. I can be a part of that event in your life. Have you ever been to like an event or or a certain part of your life and everything just seemed perfect. Everyone's attitude was on point. Everyone was having a great time. Everyone was being productive, constructive. It was just a vibration in the air where everyone was exactly where they were supposed to be. I don't know if it was your prom. I don't know if it was a family reunion. I don't know if it was some kind of vacation or some sort of event that you went to, a retreat that you went to, where everything seemed to be exactly what it needed to be. The bartender, the chef, the entertainment, the dancers, the speakers, the people in the room, the participants, they were all vibrating at a high vibrational state. Have you ever had that? Now, here's the thing. You don't know what any of those people are going through in their private life. You don't know what any of those people are struggling with in different areas of their life. But what you do know is that that moment in time, they are presenting their best self. They are in their God body. They are in the role that they're supposed to be in. When a chef is hired to work an event or whatever, and they're having a great time and they're cooking the best food and everyone's enjoying it and they're getting all these compliments, they're in their God zone in that moment, but you don't know what they go home to. You don't know what they're struggling with at night. You don't know what thoughts pollute their mind and what personal struggles they have when they're not in their God zone. When you're listening to a talented speaker on the stage at your church or school or some sort of event or whatever, and you're being moved by their words, and they are in full command of everything that comes out of their mouth, and they are tapped into everyone that's consuming their words, and they're empowered. In that moment, they're in their God zone, but you don't know what they're going through when they're off of that stage in other areas of their life, in other chapters of their story. So I think it's important that you consciously set a standard to only meet people, especially outside of your inner circle, in the God zone. I'm only available to meet you in the God zone. I only want the best version of you. I only want the best version of you. I only want the most hospitable version of you. I only want the most self-empowered version of you. I'm not available for anything else outside of that version of you. And most people know where their zone of genius is. Most people know what the conditions need to be for them to show up as their best self. Most people understand where their lane is. They know what part they play at the show. Some people are very beautiful. Some people dress very well. Some people are funny. They have certain personality traits that, and in certain environments, they just blossom out that trait. And the participants of that reality appreciates them for it. And it's a good energy exchange. It's a good positive energy exchange. That's a premium life experience when you can be in a contained space of high vibrational human beings. There's some spaces and environments you can't get in unless you are high vibrational, unless you can match the frequency of what that environment requires. Quite literally, energetically, you will be repelled, removed out of that space if your frequency doesn't match the requirement of that environment. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can only meet you in the upper room. So I want to talk about the intersection of our God zones because we all have a unique talent, skill set, path for us. I know what I like. I know what makes me happy. I know when I'm feeling alive. I know when I'm feeling constructive and productive in my best self. And everyone has a thing that's unique to them, that when they're in that set of circumstance, they're on 100. They're alive. They're up. They're showing their best self. They're giving their best self. So when we talk about the intersection of our God zones, when I'm in my God body, I'm in the full authority and command of my creative and personal expression. When I'm feeling strong and bright and mighty and talented, and like the skill set is just flowing off the edge of my mind effortlessly. And when you're like that in your world, there is an intersection in which we can meet. That is where I am available for you. That is where I'm available to experience you. I'm not available for your disempowered self or expression or state. I'm not available when you want to gossip. I'm not available when you want to be hateful and negative. I'm not available when you want to hate on me or hate on anyone. I'm not available when you're being less than the character you ought to be. I'm not available when you're untalented. I'm not available when you have to take a shit. Do you understand that when people have to take a shit, when they have to remove some waste products out of their system, like they're feeling negative, they got some old energy in them, and it's dark and it's negative, they have specific people, places, and things they go to and they engage with to take a shit. That's why some of you get the worst version of some people in your life. You are their toilet. You are where they go to take a shit. You are where they go to release negative energy. And if you pay attention, often those same people who only come to you with negativity, when they're feeling great and phenomenal and their most self-empowered self, they have specific people, places, and things they orbit around. And it ain't you. Because they have designated you as the toilet. So when you set a standard that I am only available to meet you in the God zone, at the intersection of our God zones, then you no longer tolerate that. You're not available for it. Especially when you have the awareness that on an unconscious level, they are choosing to designate you as their toilet, to designate you as the place they go when their self-esteem is damaged, to designate you as the place to go when they want to blow off some negativity steam, when they want to be unconsciously hateful or consciously hateful and negative and dark. That's the place to go when they're not their best self. You can actually train people to only fuck with you when they're their best self. Did you know that? You can set that standard. You can set that tone. This is energetic law. Energetic law is taking place even when you don't know what's going on. Just because you're ignorant as to how things work does not mean you're not in the midst of energetic law. You're submitting to energetic law. You're a participant in energetic law. This is why there are certain hospitality businesses. When the moment you walk into the environment, everyone's is 10 out of 10. Everyone's attitude is 10 out of 10. The smell is 10 out of 10. The treatment, the standard of treatment, 10 out of 10. Even the guests that go into that environment, everybody knows what's up. Everyone's behaving at a certain level. Because it is unconsciously the message and the signal is projected in that environment. Only bring your best. Only be your best. The standard here is to be at a certain level. It's to project a certain type of frequency and energy. And if you're not your best, this is not the environment for you. You're not going to fit into this environment. This environment is not going to be conducive for your energy field if you're not operating at a certain level. I can only meet you in the God zone. I'm only available for your most empowered self. I'm only available to meet you when you are in your most empowered state of existence. I'm not available when you're fragmented and you're broken and you're unclear and you're uncertain and you have not decided with every fiber in your being that you are in the God zone and that you are embodying God principles, that you are creating at an extremely high level and that you're speaking at the highest point of conclusion. It's important that you identify where people's God zones are at, where their anointing is at. Where's your anointing? When and where do you operate in your anointing? Whatever it is, everyone has a different thing. And then we find the synergy of how our God zones can cross paths. And that's where I meet you. And after we're done with that session, you go about your way, I go about my way. I don't want nothing else to do with you. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. The moment you're out of your God body, I can no longer see you. I can no longer meet you. I can no longer co-create with you. You are invisible to me. Set that standard. Set that standard. It's the intersection of our God zones. Many of you are meeting people instead of at the intersection of your God zones. You're meeting them at the intersection of your demons, your lower nature, which of course creates negative life experiences because that's where y'all meet. That's where you're meeting at. That's where you're crossing paths at. That's where you're co-creating reality. You don't have to do that. You could change the sequence of that pattern. High vibrational only. Identify where in your life do you feel most alive? What must the circumstances be when you are most alive? When you are most empowered, when you are most encouraged, when you are most excited? Identify the circumstances it requires for you to be the best self, your best self. And everyone in that field of reality where you can be your best self and they can bring their best self, that is the God zone. Y'all in the God zone. Y'all in a different channel of consciousness. That's a field of reality that has a requirement on it. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can only meet you in the upper room. Glory. You can control where you cross paths with people and where you co-create reality with them. You can completely shut out and shut down anything that is tethered and dependent on your lower nature coming out. You can stop meeting the versions of people that trigger that aspect of you out. You can hold a standard. This ain't the God zone. I got to go. Bye. I'm not available for it. I'm not available for low energy. I want the best of you. I want you in your God body. That's why I don't have jealousy in my heart for nobody. I love it when people are doing their thing and they're operating at a high level. To me, that's a sign of safety. I can trust you when you got high self-esteem. I can trust you when you have a sense of purpose and a sense of identity. I can't trust you when you're the opposite of that. That's why jealousy is counterproductive. People who suffer with jealousy and envy because somebody apparently has more or someone is in their joy, someone is in their zone, and instead of using that jealousy as feedback to catch up to their vibration, they use their jealousy as a to justify attacking them or slandering them or projecting negativity into the world about them and towards them. That's counterproductive. Because all you're going to do is energetically match with other jealous people. Yeah, they're going to agree with you on your hating ass words towards the person you're jealous of. But that they're snakes. It's like putting a bunch of snakes in a pit. They're just going to be squirming around each other until you attack each other like hyenas. Jealous people do not operate in the spirit of empowerment. Jealous people do not operate in the spirit of construction. Jealous people do not operate in the spirit of sincerity. Jealous people are not happy people. Jealous people can look at you with a straight face and a smile on their face and hate your guts. Jealous people can call you immediately after they just got off the phone talking mad shit about you to somebody else. Jealous people cannot be trusted. So you cannot even trust the jealous version of yourself. Don't ever move off jealousy and envy. Because what you're attracting to you are literally the people who are going to stab you in the back. When you allow jealousy to dictate your behavior patterns. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I don't want your lower nature. I'm not judging you because you have lower natures. We all do. We all have lower aspects of ourselves. We all have regressive behavior traits triggered by certain conditions and circumstances. And I'm telling you, I'm not judging you because of the trifling version of yourself. What I'm saying is get away from me when you feel like being trifling, you feel like being low vibrational. I don't want to hear your hate and your gossip and your slander and those other long list of low vibrational traits. Being a hyena, just hating on people for no damn reason, just talking shit about people for no reason, motivated by nothing, just making up stuff. Somebody doing good and you bring up the worst thing you heard, a rumor you heard about them. And the only reason why you're bringing it up is because they're doing something good or something noble or something worthy of praise. That's a sick, sadistic, twisted mentality, which means you're going to attract sick, sadistic, and twisted people into your field of reality. And they will be a reflection of you, of your own traits. You will not have a good experience with them. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I'm not here for any lower traits. I want your best version. I want the version of you when you're so happy and you're so strong and you're so empowered. You just don't have the time to be low vibrational. It's just, it can't fit on your schedule. Like, yeah, you can be an asshole sometimes. Yeah, you can be a little gossiping ass chicken head sometimes. But you're so happy or you're so plugged into and tapped into your higher nature, you can't even fit those traits on your schedule. You can't even express them because you're too much in the momentum and the functionality of your higher nature and of creation, of personal expression, of constructiveness, of empowerment, of authority, of positivity. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. And some of us, we get in the God zone, we get out. We in our God body, and then something buzzes us out of it. What I'm telling you is the moment you're out of the God zone, I can no longer see you. You're invisible to me. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I'm not permanently putting a label on you, but I can only see you when you're expressing those godly words and you're doing those godly things. When you're on your soul path and when you're speaking at the highest point of conclusion, co-creating a desirable reality and maintaining that frequency. The moment you buzz out of that, I can no longer see you. Because you're available to something else. You're available to a different type of spirit. I have to hold that standard. We have to hold that standard of only meeting at the intersection of our God zones. You don't owe anybody to meet them when they're not at the intersection of your mutual God zones. Glory. Glory. Divorce anything that refuses to meet you in the God zone. Evict anything that refuses to meet you in the upper room. Ignore anything that isn't in his God body. Cancel any contract that depletes you and no longer serves you. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can't see you when you're not in your God body. You don't take your God body off. I can't see you no more. You're invisible. Hold the standard. And that's why you are responsible. That's why you are accountable for undesirable things that happen in your life. For extremely dark and negative events that occur in your world, understand this: before it occurred, you were co-creating in filth and negativity. And that put you in a specific field of reality where the probability of negativity occurring was much higher. When you're around people, places, and things that are projecting a negative vibration and you choose to participate in that, all you're doing is pulling negativity to you. Negative life experience, all you're doing is getting closer to it because you're in that filth. You're rolling around in that filth. You can't control your tongue. It's okay to say nothing. It's okay to be too good for certain conversations. It's okay to walk away. It's okay not to jump on every negative opinion that someone is saying about somebody else. Because you understand that by engaging in that, what you are doing in the spiritual realm and what you are doing through energetic law. When you have the awareness of understanding that your words, the things you speak, your sentence structures, the type of conversations you engage in, when you understand how much influence it has over your life experiences, over the randomness of what things that appear random in the world, but it's all mathematical. Nothing is random. When you understand what it is doing spiritually and energetically, you no longer engage in that shit anymore because you have the intelligence, you have the knowledge, you have the awareness of what's actually happening. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I'm not available for it. You got to get real with it. It's not a performance. This isn't for people to look at and say, yeah, that's right, gossip is bad. It's not about people clapping you on. This is real power. This is real spiritual authority. This is how you dictate and have dominion over your reality. Holding that standard. I'm only available for the best. I only want it on a 5-star level. I don't want it on, I don't want your 2-star life experiences. Don't bring me a 2-star conversation. Where's the 5-star conversation? Bring me your 5-star conversation. Bring me your 5-star ideas. Bring me your 5-star energy. Bring me that 5-star vibration. If when you open your mouth, 2-star things come out, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around you. Because I'm not trying to invite in more 2-star shit. I don't want to invite in, on an energetic level, more 2-star people. See, this is how some of you, some real jacked up, trifling people keep dropping in your life. You keep meeting low down people who lie on you, who steal from you, who stab you in the back, who hate on you, who operate in the spirit of confusion, who bring confusion around your name, who pretend to be your friend, but really they don't like you and they talk about you like a dog and they cheapen you behind your back. That keeps happening because you got too many 2-star people in your life who talk in a 2-star fashion and do 2-star things, who talk about 2-star things. They could be in a room with a massive opportunity, with a 5-star opportunity for their life, and they won't even see it. They won't even hear it. They won't even see the information where they can access something better, a more desirable reality. Instead, they're gossiping about how big the head the speaker is. Instead, they're gossiping about how that lady over there just got a divorce last year because her husband cheated on her. Instead, they're gossiping about the surgery that lady over there had because she was too big. Just low vibrational 2-star bullshit. Something that has no relevancy to them. Instead, they're picking and plucking the private life of somebody in the room apart that has no relevancy to anything they have going on in their life. They have no official ties. Instead of listening to the information that is being expressed from everyone's God zone in the room, they're looking for the lowest thing they can possibly think or say about anybody. They live in that existence. 2-star. That 2-star person that you are investing your time and energy into is going to introduce you to other 2-star people and 1-star people. And 2-star and 1-star life experiences and people are going to multiply in your life because that's what you direct your time and energy to. That's what you're available for. You a 2-star bitch. Glory. I'm only available for the 5-star. I'm only available for positive energy when I'm in that God zone, when I'm ready to move forward. There's a time to work, and there's a time to sow, and there's a time to reap. But I'm in tune with the cycle and the rhythm of what it's going to take to reap the most I can reap in this lifetime, to hold as much positive energy and positive life experiences that I can hold. Now, life comes with challenges. Life comes with a bit of negativity. I call them challenges. But it's only a challenge, a proper challenge, when it is constructive. Say it again. Negativity and challenges is only proper when it is constructive in its very nature, when it is making you stronger, bigger, and preparing you for expansion. Improper negativity and challenges are not constructive. They literally reduce your value. They reduce your value. They reduce your functionality. They reduce your position. It's not preparing you for anything stronger. You know, like when you go to the gym and you lift in weights and it hurts and your muscles hurt and it's hard. It's constructive though, because you're getting stronger. After those muscle tissue tears apart, it's going to get stronger. Now, if someone's breaking your bones and stuff, that's not constructive. You see the difference? You're destroying your body. Glory. I'm only available for the 5-star. What if you only made yourself available for the 5-star? I don't care what position you're in life right now. What if you only made yourself available for the 5-star situation, the 5-star conversation, the 5-star environment? I'm not available for no 2-star shit. I'm here for the relevancy. I'm here for how we're going to secure the throne. I'm here to keep high frequency, high potency, high vibes. Desirable life experiences. How do we build upon that? I'm here to speak at the highest point of conclusion of where the synergy is, where the value is, where's that drop of oil. In your relationship with 2-star life experience and conversation producers. In that version, and it's not about demonizing them, because I believe everyone is a child of God, even when they're not behaving like a child of God. But it's about training that version of them, because people have many different versions of them. Some low vibrational people that keep bringing you a low vibrational version of them, when you train them that you're not available for that, you'll be surprised. Some of them come back and they're like, you know what? I'm going to only deposit my best self into this space and with this person. All that low vibration stuff, I'm going to reserve that somewhere else. But when I talk to this person, I'm going to bring my high vibes. I'm bringing my best self. I'm bringing my most empowered self. I'm bringing my most fully formed thoughts and ideas. You have to train them. Train them. Train your environment. When you talk to me, 5-star things need to be coming out of your mouth in your own way, whatever that means to you. What are your best, fully formed, well thought out ideas in conversation? Where are you going? Where are those big goals at? And you hold yourself to that same standard. You control your tongue. When you feel like saying some foul shit or gossipy shit about somebody, you don't do it. Because you understand what it's doing spiritually and energetically when you operate in that way. So you don't do it, you bite your tongue. Because it controls your reality. It controls what your reality is going to be, get the feedback is going to give you. It controls your access. It leaks out of you. See, a lot of people think they can trick, right? They think they can trick the system. They think they can be a skank, a gossipy skank, a hating ass skank, always talking shit about people in their peer group, skank. Got something negative to say about people who they have no beef with. All in everybody's personal business. Reframing, exaggerating, being disingenuous, skank ass human being. People think they can be that, and then it don't leak out of them. They think they can hide it. No, you can't hide it. It's going to leak out of you. Because when you're practicing those behavior traits, you can't see the protocols in good character that you're breaking and that you're violating because you're so used to operating in those low vibrational habits. It leaks out of you. It leaks in the things you say. It leaks in the things that you show that you care about. It leaks in how you talk about people. It leaks in when you look at a picture, the things you see and the things high vibrational see, and what you're saying that you see in the picture. It leaks in your sentence structures. It leaks in your words. You can't hide a filthy, impure heart. Glory. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can only meet you in the upper room. I'm not available for 2-star shit. I'm not available for 2-star conversations. Because it curses you. Don't let people see your consciousness with their 2-star conversation, with their 2-star mind, their 2-star habits. That shit don't even sound right. When you speak at a 5-star level consistently, you can smell 2-star the moment it enters the room. It stinks. You can smell it when someone is operating a 2-star spirit, and it don't matter what they're wearing, don't matter what they're driving. When they speak, you can smell that 2-star smell. That's the benefit of holding yourself to a standard and holding your community to a standard, your peer group to that standard, and consistently operating that way. When someone consistently speaks at the highest point of conclusion, which means their conversation, their direction is very clear, very focused, it's rooted in value production, it's fully formed, they move in a fully formed fashion. They get it. Versus speaking in a fragmented, broken fashion, confusing fashion, gossiping to distract and deflect from their own lack. So when you're consistently speaking and moving at the highest point of conclusion, you can smell it when someone's not. And it's not to pick on anyone, and you know, some people are just underdeveloped, but you can smell it and see it, and it sticks out like a sore thumb when someone's not that clear thinking. When someone isn't that focused, when someone is looking for a distraction and deflection, so you can't see them. And often that distraction and deflection is gossip, slander, saying low vibrational, shocking things about other people to make themselves interesting. So you don't see that they are 2-star bitch. And they can't hold the energy of the 5-star. Because they haven't been working on their character development. And they haven't been doing their work in general. When you don't do your work in ways that you can't even see, you unconsciously morph into a 2-star stench, a skank. When you're not working on yourself, when you're not working on your character, when you're not doing your work, your professional work, your entrepreneurial work, when you're not truly grounded in your spiritual development, you are automatically, naturally going to adopt habits that are low vibrational, because now you have to hide the way you smell. So that's why some people are always saying some shocking, weird thing, awkward thing about somebody else. They don't want it. They don't want you to see how they smell. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. I can only meet you in the upper room. I'm only available for the 5-star. I'm only available for your 5-star version. And I don't care who you are. Everyone has a 5-star version. Everyone on this earth has a 5-star version. Everyone has gifts, talents, abilities, and something they do well. Everyone contributes something where they can be a participant in a 5-star reality. They just have to find that version of them. And that's where we can cross paths and co-create reality at the intersection of our God zone. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. The moment you zap out of that, I no longer have ties to you. I don't see you. I can't hear you. I'm not available for that. I don't care what you know about who, what, when, nothing. Nothing, that stuff don't matter to me because I know what it's doing spiritually and energetically. And I don't want more of that. I want more peace. I want more expansion. I want more abundance. I want more potency. I want more presence. I'm trying to increase in those categories. Glory. I can only meet you in the God zone. I can only see you in your God body. Bring me your 5-star version and I'll bring mine. And that's where we can co-create your most self-empowered self. This has been Eli Marcus. This has been a lecture on the intersection of our God zones, where we cross paths and co-create reality. I'm always open to co-creating with anyone. I don't care who you are, where you're from, wherever that synergy is, I'm always open for that. Whatever that fully formed path, idea, circumstances, I'm willing to meet you in the room. I love to have a good time. Anything that's going to inspire me, make me stronger, make me better, make me whatever. Anything that's exciting and fun and godly and full of life, I'm for it. I'm with that. We can make an arrangement to only meet each other at the intersection of our God zones and to depart from each other's reality the moment we are vibrating below the standard of 5-star. Thank you all for listening. Comment on the video if you're listening. Comment on it. Share your thoughts. I appreciate you listening. This has been Eli Marcus. Have a good day.
This Throne Mastermind session has concluded. Visit thronemastermindsessions.com to inquire about membership and to gain access to more Throne Mastermind sessions. All members may now exit the private session.